Good morning, ladies and gentlemen from Sudan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from India side. We are on the fourth day of Indo-Africa Pharma Meet. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all, the delegates from India and from Sudan, for having such a beautiful webinar today. And it also gives me immense pleasure to welcome His Excellency Shri Ravindra Prasad Jaiswal, Ambassador of India to Sudan, Dr. Manahil Abdel Halim Omar, Secretary General, National Council for Drugs and Poisons Board, Dr. Sada, President, Pharmaceutical and Cosmetics Import Division, Dr. Baha Eldin, Director General, Sudanese Pharmacist Union, and delegates present from India. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. With this brief, now I request Mr. Ravi Uday Bhaskar to give his welcome address.
Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. I welcome you all to this India-Sudan Pharmaceuticals Business Meet. His Excellency, Mr. Ravindra Prasad Jaiswal, Ambassador of India to Sudan, Dr. Minahul Abdul Halim Omar, Dr. Sida, Dr. Baha Eldin, and ladies and gentlemen, and the business delegates from Sudan and India. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency for organizing such a wonderful event, and I am also thankful to him for inviting such a senior officials to participate in this seminar. Definitely, this seminar is going to be helpful to Indian pharmaceutical industry as well as the Sudanese pharma traders and the industry. It's a pleasure and privilege to associate myself closely with this. This is our fourth consecutive day engaging ourselves with different African countries. But the beauty of today's the conference is that His Excellency has taken a lot of pains, and we are also organizing physically the Sudanese delegates are participating in. It needs a lot of challenges, the interest and proactive approach, and I appreciate and I express my sincere thanks to our mission and the participants. So, and just I would like to enlighten or brief the members about the Indian pharmaceutical industry in a nutshell, and its activities of Pharmexil also. The Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India is formed under Foreign Trade Policy. In 2004, we have more than 4,500 members who are engaged with Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council. The objective of the council is to promote the exports and facilitate the activities of the exporters, as well as resolving the issues related to exports with the government of India, as well as with the international regulators. India is popularly known as pharmacy of the world, and we are exporting drugs to almost to the entire world, more than 200 countries. And 70% of WHO vaccine requirements are sourced from India. At the same time, the number of US FDA approved facilities, sites at 664, it is next to US. And we also have a highest number of European Union Good Manufacturing Practices compliant units. If you see the pharmaceutical exports, particularly in the financial year 1920, we recorded 20.58 billion US dollars toward the world. Out of that, 55% is going to highly regulated markets. And during the pandemic, particularly April, December of 2020, in the first 9 months of this financial year, Indian pharmaceutical industry exported 17.57 billion US dollars worth of drugs to the different countries with a 12.43% growth rate. And Indian pharmaceutical industry supplied the repurposed COVID-19 drugs like hydroxychloroquine, paracetamol, and other antiretrovirals throughout the world, not only to the developing countries and to the entire world, particularly the US, Europe, and other African countries. Africa is always very important place in Indian pharmaceutical industry, as well as the people-to-people relations also. Africa is the second largest exporting destination of India. We are generally there is a notion, particularly in few countries, that India only exports to developing countries. But India exporting to highly regulated markets, more than 55% is going to highly regulated markets. If you see the top 10 exporting destinations, USA, South Africa, UK, Russia, Germany, Brazil, Nigeria, Canada, Netherlands, and France. Most of the countries are highly regulated and the developed nations. And 30% of our exports are going to US, and 15% of our exports going to Europe. So Sudan, even though it's a small market, but there is a potential, and they're always participating in IFEX organized by Pharmexcel with the support of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And we are also closely working with our mission in Sudan. And with this seminar, particularly organizing physically also, in this particular year, we organized more than 20 webinars and BSMs. But this is first of its kind. Our friends from Sudan also participating physically, and it shows their enthusiasm and commitment to collaborate with the Indian pharmaceutical industry. At the outset, I would like to be very short. India is in the forefront in the development of COVID-19 vaccines. One of the Indian companies, Bharat Biotech, in collaboration with ICMR, has developed Covaxin. It is completely indigenously developed vaccine. The entire world says that India is known only for the generic drugs. But this pandemic has made India the front runner in the development of COVID vaccine. And we have already started exporting to different countries. And one more Indian pharmaceutical industry, the Serum Institute of India, in collaboration with Oxford and AstraZeneca, they also developed a vaccine. And both these vaccines are going to different parts of the world as a donation, as even commercially also. Within a span of 1 month, we exported more than 43 million US dollars worth of vaccines to different countries. The inquiries are pouring, and we already exported to 19 countries, and we're in the process of exporting to the other countries also. Once again, the Indian pharmaceutical industry championed the cause of protecting the population from this COVID-19. India is known for protecting hundreds of millions of people during HIV and malaria and tuberculosis with a very affordable cost, and we have saved trillions of dollars to even US economy also. So 5-6 Indian companies are also working very seriously, and they are at the different stages of the trial, second phase and third phase. And in the coming 2-3 months, the biological in collaboration with Johnson & Johnson, Dr. Reddy's and Mankind with Sputnik from Russia, and Jadis is also working on that, and Aurobindo is also working on vaccines. I think in the coming 2-3 months, most of these companies will produce vaccines, and the vaccines will be available to the global population in the days to come. With this, I hope, with the support of Indian Embassy and in coordination with Pharmexil, as well as our friends from Pharmaceuticals and the Cosmetics Importers Division and the National Council for Drugs and Poisons and Sudanese Pharmacist Union work together and will rise to the occasion, and Pharmexil is always in the forefront in supporting and engaging ourselves with our Sudanese friends in supplying quality medicines at affordable price. With this, I once again welcome all the distinguished guests, in particular His Excellency Ravindra Prasad Jaiswalji and the staff of Embassy of India for coordinating such a wonderful event. I think in the coming 3-4 hours and 5-6 hours, the business meetings are going to have a value addition, and certainly it will consolidate the relations between India and Sudan in the area of pharmaceutical sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uday Bhaskar, for the overview of Indian pharmaceutical industry and our contribution to Africa, and also briefing on the way forward. So may I now invite His Excellency, Mr. Ravindra Prasad Jaiswal, Ambassador of India to Sudan, to kindly give his introductory remarks on Indo-Sudan Pharmaceutical Cooperation. Sir, I invite you to kindly give your introductory remarks. Thank you.
Dr. Manahil Abdul Halim Omar, Secretary General, National Council for Drugs and Poisons. Dr. Sada, President of Pharmaceuticals and Cosmetics Importers Division. Mr. Uday Vaskar, Secretary General of the Pharmaxil India. And other dignitaries, distinguished guests, and members of the pharma and related sectors and industries in Sudan. A very good morning to all of you. I am pleased to join you all today at India-Sudan Pharmaceutical Business Meet, which is an initiative of the Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council, Pharmaxil. I appreciate the very close and sincere cooperation we received from the Federal Ministry of Health of Sudan and the Union of Chambers of Commerce of Sudan in organizing this event. I also wish to thank other pharmaceutical and related bodies for extending their cooperation and guidance in holding this meet. This substantial cooperation we have today signifies the importance of our centuries-old relations and growing economic and commercial ties. You may recall that a large pharma delegation, and as Mr. Vaskar spoke about it, had visited Khartoum in early 2019. I'm sure that this large presence of companies today from both sides will further expand our cooperation in pharmaceutical fields. The ongoing COVID pandemic reminds us of the importance of this kind of periodic interaction between our two sides. India has emerged as a pharmacy of the world by endeavoring to provide essential drugs, medical expertise, treatment infrastructure, and capacity building around the world. From the very beginning of the outbreak of the pandemic in January last year, countries across the world have faced many challenges, and India was no exception. As the crisis unfolded, despite all the limitations, India rose to the challenge by augmenting the existing medical infrastructure, thereby succeeding in not only restricting COVID-19 infection vis-a-vis its population, but also ensuring that we had one of the lowest mortality rates from the disease. India also faced the shortage of PPE kits, masks, and other life-saving equipments, as did the other countries. But all the Indian stakeholders not only helped us tide over the shortage domestically, but we also became a large supplier to the outside world. This was a fruit of labor and toil and investment of decades. In about 50 years ago, we had only 5% share of the domestic industry in the domestic market. But today it's over 85%. We are leaders in several market segments like generics, vaccines, biologics, and others. Healthcare is likely to remain at the forefront of the public focus even in the aftermath of the COVID. The demand for accessible medicine is likely to grow following the pandemic, and as climate change and other environmental issues trigger health concerns, and an aging population in large parts of the world require active medical care. India is likely to continue to play a pivotal role around the world, especially where affordable healthcare is needed. And as you know, India has always been in the forefront when it comes to global cooperation, and this period has been no exception. When other countries talk of vaccine nationalism, our leaders talk of internationalism. And this has been our trait from the beginning of the civilization. And that is what we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the whole world is one family. India supplied, as you know, essential medicine, test kits, protection gears to over 150 countries to tide over this pandemic. And now we are supplying vaccines to, now we have already covered about 25 countries, and there are requests from around 40 countries. Only yesterday, our foreign minister announced a gift of 200,000 COVID doses for the UN peacekeepers all around the world. The World Health Organization is sourcing the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine for use in the COVAX vaccination program, which aims to provide poorer countries around the world with equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines from the Serum Institute of India, which is world's largest vaccine manufacturer by volume, and which has agreed to produce 1.1 million doses for delivery to WHO. Prior to the delivery of vaccines, a training program covering administrative and operational aspects was also conducted for immunization managers, cold chain officers, communication officers, and data managers of the recipient countries. So you see, we are involved all through the chain. It's not only the vaccine sale or commercial or gifting of vaccines. Separately, several training courses have been organized for healthcare workers and administrators of the partner countries under e-ITEC, that is the online ITEC program, for sharing our expertise and dealing with the pandemic. Domestically, as you know, Prime Minister of India, Sri Modi, launched the world's largest vaccination drive for COVID-19 on 16 January. And so far in a month, we have covered about 9 million frontline COVID warriors and other vulnerable sections of the population. So this is an opportune time for us to sit together and discuss the way to enhance our partnership. For India-Sudan relations, the health sector has been an important has played an important role in our bilateral cooperation. India has one of the largest share in pharma products imports in Sudan. In addition, pharma manufacturing companies in Sudan source machinery from India for their pharmaceutical units. Also, because of high quality, efficient and competitive pricing, India has become the major destination for Sudanese patients to avail medical treatment. In addition, India offers capacity building and mid-career training programs under Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation and Indo-Africa Forum Summit to Sudanese health professionals at renowned hospitals in India, like Apollo Hospital, Fortis, and Artemis Hospital, which is further going to be enhanced through the Pan-African E-Network Project Phase 2, which will also include continued medical education and super specialty consultations for patients by doctors from India. This Phase 2 of the Pan-African E-Network project has been already launched in Sudan under these 3 educational institutions, and 1 hospital is under agreement to conduct these programs here. At the end, I am very happy that today our 2 sides have joined hands for enhancing mutual understanding and opportunities for mutual support. Finally, I wish to thank you all for your valuable time and patient hearing, and hope that the presentations and discussions today would be fruitful, leading to enhancement of our bilateral cooperation in health sector. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, for that speech. And we would love to work together, and we would like to have the continued cooperation from you. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. Manahel Abdel Halim Omar, Secretary General, National Council for Drugs and Poisons, to kindly give his presentation. Sir, I invite Dr. Manahel Abdelji to kindly.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you in this meeting. Wishing to all of you a fruitful meeting. In the beginning, it is my pleasure to welcome the Ambassador of the Republic of India in Sudan and his embassy staff, and to thank them for their generous effort to promote the extended popular relation between the two countries and to extend a helpful hand to develop political and economic relations in both of the two countries. Movement towards development and growth. I also don't miss take this opportunity to raise the pioneer role that the Indian pharmaceutical industry plays in the Sudanese market and their active role in providing safe and effective medicine to the Sudanese citizens, and the role in raising the capacity of the pharmaceutical sector in Sudan and its various sectors. For example, but not limited to, Indian operating companies contribute with an estimated share of about 25 to 30% of the market size. This estimated share would not have been achieved except by the effort of these companies, and it is really there to contribute effectively to the development of the Sudanese market and the health sectors. Confidence in the quality of this product, I invite them to continue their effort, in this investment in the Sudanese pharmaceutical market by providing new pharmaceutical products that add to the Sudanese citizen and enhance their chance to receive advanced and permanent equilibrium medical service, as well as invite them to invest in the pharmaceutical industry in Sudan and help achieve one of the most important objectives of the Sudanese state to localize the drug industry in Sudan. In this field, I believe that the partnership with India will allow us to transfer knowledge and technology necessary to develop this sector. NLP will give all the needed support to overcome obstacles and to facilitate good conditions and for Indian investors and partners in the field. After the great victory of the December Revolution and major change in the political aspect, Sudan is hard to open up to the world politically and economically. Also, the name of Sudan was removed from the list of countries sponsoring the was. Thus, all the obstacles that led direct investment in Sudan will be removed, as well as all obstacles that had a negative impact and hindering the expansion of trade relations will be resolved. Accordingly, we do expect more soft handling with the international financial institution and banking system. All this positive change, as well as promising opportunity in the pharmaceutical sector in Sudan, which make me invite you to expand the investment base and cooperate with your partner on the Sudanese side and strengthen the Indian presence in the pharmaceutical market. Dear Sudanese drug manufacturers and importers, you have always been an example to stand by the Sudanese patient in all previous years. You didn't hesitate to provide the service in the best way despite all the difficulties and challenges. We invite you again to contribute constructively and give the fruit of this effective collaboration in the interest of the Sudanese nation. And MBB appreciate all your tremendous effort in this field. In conclusion, thanks to everyone for attending this meeting under these exceptional circumstances and corona pandemic. With my sincere wishes for all you and the world to succeed in overcoming this pandemic and back safety to our normal life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your work, for your speech. Now, I invite Dr. Sada, President, Pharmaceuticals and Cosmetics Importers Division, to kindly give the special address.
Excuse me, just I want to create an organization body that is the presentation has not been presented yet. So just a talk by Dr. Manani, the head of National Exam was involved, and now the presentation shall be at the board, and then I think shall be on. If you can remember, please.
Hello? Hello? May I request the colleague of Dr. Manhil, National Council for Drugs and Poisons, to kindly make the presentation.
Welcome everyone. I am Iman Ibrahim, Human Registration Department. I am here to present brief the procedure applied for foreign plant registration and pharmaceutical plant registration. The presentation layout is assessment procedure and regulatory decision for both plant and product, and appeal process. Foreign plant registration subjected to classification of the product that should be manufactured. These classifications are human, veterinary, medical device, cosmetics, and food supplement. This presentation will be focused on human medicines. Foreign plant registration depends on submission or submitting of the following documents on as electronic system. These documents are site master file, OCD, GMB certificate, and manufacturing license. This is a flowchart of the registration procedure for the plant that is taken from starting from submission of the application and require documents access through electronic system. Then assessment of the document then the decision will be either satisfactory or unsatisfactory. For more explanation, once these applications are submitted, they will be assessed orally, first in, first out, and assessment time is maximum 3 days for each application submitted. A query will be issued to the applicant if clarification or additional information is required. Response to assessment inquiries are required within 10 working days. And a foreign plant application will be considered rejected if time exceeds the national medicine poison board deadline. A regulatory decision will be satisfactory or subjected to inspection visit. May be satisfactory or unsatisfactory. Satisfactory is subjected to inspection visit. One of the decision can be one of the following: accepted or in process or rejected. So accepted, that means inspection for Indian companies. Rejected, it will be again submitted through the electronic system. This is the procedure for plant registration, briefly. For product registration, the procedure for submitting drug application applied to all application types, pharmaceutical medicines, biological medicines, and herbal medicines. This is the flow chart for the product registration procedure. It starts from application submission. Applicants are in charge to contact NMPP prior to submission of any application in case of questions or clarification when requested through inquiries or mails. Then assessment process and then decision assessment. For more information, a complete drug application should be submitted to NMPP online product system according to human medicines registration requirement, taking into consideration complete drug application should be submitted to NMPP online electronic system according to human medicines registration requirements, taking into consideration different type of application. And this should be filled by the applicant. The pharmaceutical product with the same specification could be registered and really sold in the country of origin, and if not, give justification. So once these applications are submitted, there will be orderly assessed first in, first out, and this requires 120 working days. Response to assessment inquiries. Response to assessment inquiries are required within 10 working days. A drug application will be considered rejected if the time exceeds the NMPP deadline. Here we show the regulatory decision. The final decision is made by Human Medicine Committee based on the outcome of NMPP assessment. The decision can be one of the following: accepted, or more information is needed, or rejected. When the drug application satisfies the registration requirement for quality, safety, and efficacy, it will be accepted by the government. When the drug has minor deficiencies, negotiating committee can be more information is needed, and so on. When the drug application has not satisfied the registration requirement, it is rejected by the group. There will be a appeal process. The application of the applicant will be given 15 days to appeal the decision. If a response is not provided within the time, the decision will be will remain the same decision. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Madam Sabah, Procurement Director, National Medical Supplies Fund of Sudan. Ma'am, we miss you. We missed your name. Apologies for that. Thank you again for the detailed presentation. Now we will move on to the next address, which is by Dr. Sada, President, Pharmaceuticals and Cosmetics Imports Division.
Thank you. On behalf of National Chamber of Importers and Pharmaceutical and Cosmetic Divisions, I would like to warmly welcome His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Indian Embassy in Sudan, and all of Pharmaceutical Board of Directors. And also, I would like to welcome all our guests today. So we are talking about the Indian and Sudanese collaboration with pharmaceutical industry. It's a very long journey. It has been established since long decades, maybe almost in the last 60s. Pharmaceutical market in Sudan is one of the most important and the most growing and fast growing market in East Africa. It represents now almost around 60 million USD per year. Sudan is a rich country with city populations, which is around 43 million. These populations, the population pyramids in Sudan is considered one of the most fast-growing population pyramids in East Africa, with a rate of 2.5% per year. So the population of Sudan is expected to be duplicated in 30 years. That is making Sudan pharmaceutical market is one of the most interesting market to do business in. In the last few years, Sudan's pharmaceutical market has undergone many difficulties related to some killings and has been affected badly by political climate in Sudan. And now there is a lot of change after the political change in Sudan, and we consider that a great opportunity for Indian pharmaceutical companies to participate more and more and to make their presence in Sudanese market. Indian pharmaceutical has been contributed in Sudanese market by almost 70% along the last 10 years. That is representing the good quality and the adequate, it is an adequate content for professional healthcare providers in Sudan to give to the Sudanese patients. When we are talking about the Sudanese pharmaceutical market, we can give some sort of summary about the segments, divided industry, big segments for private, divided into manufacturer and importers, and governmental sector, which is represented by the NSF. The private importers contributing almost 60% of the total market. And here is the most important contribution of Indian companies in the Sudanese market by their ruling and leading companies such like Zydus, Sun, Epica, Carilla, and a lot of other companies that is contributing in the pharmaceutical market. Now, as we are coming to a new political change and a new era, that is, we do expect the economic state in Sudan shall be undergoes in some transformation that is what makes it much better and it will be more interesting and for doing business in Sudan. So we want to welcome all of you again and again in order to have a good partnership with Sudanese companies in order to expand your presence in Sudan, and thank you again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sada, President, Pharmaceuticals and Importers, Cosmetics Importers Division. Now we will have a short break for 15 minutes, followed by we will have the introduction from Sudanese Sudan companies for a minute by each one of them, and we'll have introduction from India side as well. Then we'll have the lunch break. Thank you so much.